because there were people that were beefing in the comments trying to determine whether or not aim training is actually useful. As you can see here, this guy says it's been proven aim lab skill doesn't translate to actual aim. Many pro aim lab users play real games and are actually trash. Even some have cheated just to seem like aim labs helps them. Then he says just play the game and your aim will get better. It's that simple. And then of course you got this guy Alex in the comments saying LeBron doesn't practice shooting in his live games. He takes time to practice them in isolation, which is kind of true if I'm being honest. Now I don't know where this guy Neverworlds is getting his information from, but I don't remember a time where a guy has been like a good aim labs player and then cheated in a game. And if you've seen like top pro players for aim labs, they do perform insane in other games too. One of the people I know of is like Matty Overwatch. He plays this shit all the time. Like he's nonstop 24/7 playing aim labs and he's good at other games. But he also says that it doesn't work at all as a comparison. Your aim labs gun and stuff will not be the same for a game like CS2, which is kind of true. They can't replicate like the recoil on the guns and stuff like that. So it's not like pinpoint accurate to how you're gonna play in the game, but yeah, you could make like an adjustment in game to your aim to try to, you know, fit the game that you're playing. Then he proceeds to say you're not practicing movement in aim labs at all, which affects your aim, which I believe is very true, even though there are like Kovacs tasks that I have played that do help you with your movement and help you aim while shooting and moving. So I mean, he's kind of wrong there. I guess he hasn't like looked down the rabbit hole and like tried to find specific tasks where they do have movement. But I mean, if you like isolate it and just specifically say aim labs, there isn't that many. They're mainly on like Kovacs and stuff like that. But we're talking about aim training overall, okay? Then it says, and bots and aim labs will never be able to mimic a real player's movement or the situation of a real game. You're prepared for the shot versus a real game where you've taken by surprise. Now, I could get down with what he's saying, but at the same time, you need to prepare in these video games that you're playing to be prepared for like taking an angle or something like that. Like I knew way before how to like take an angle in Valorant before I even did aim lab. Like you can prepare to swing an angle in any other game. Or like I said, you can compare it to like an Overwatch or like a Fortnite, where not every scenario you're going to be like prepared for a gunfight. Sometimes you just have to react, but then when you get into that gunfight, since they take a lot longer, you're going to be prepared. Like 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get one tap in Fortnite or in Overwatch. And those games are the games where you need to have like the most awareness, because in like a Valorant or a CS, they basically tell you where the player is going to be half the time. And it's a lot about, like I said, pre-aiming, in comparison to the games where you don't get to pre-aim every single angle because it's more of a surprise with Overwatch and something like Fortnite. Then he goes to say LeBron is using the same ball on the same court with real humans trying to guard him when he trains, not bots programmed to do the same thing over. So we're going to give this guy the footage of LeBron in the gym working with trainers and stuff like that trying to guard him, because they practice without real players playing them every single day. But even though they're not real players,